everyone, okay? Um, I want to hit on the stories again. We were in Kansas City and we also did some Zooms with people since getting back. And we're getting there. We definitely are getting there. We're moving, we're making progress. I don't want you to think in stories, again, not on the wall, but in stories. I don't want you to think that you can post enough collagen. You can just keep posting, just mixing up the orders and stuff. People are asking. They're just, what is it? How much does it cost? You do want to put a little bit of your everyday life in there. So just kind of mix it in. If you made something for dinner, you walked your dog, any of that, it can be the simplest thing. People just want to get a feel for who you are. They want to see that, but they want to see the collagen. The collagen is really working. I mean, it's so easy, and I don't want us to miss the boat. And I can tell you, a couple weeks ago when I was with some people from some other company, they're worried about our collagen. We finally got the marketing right. We finally got the price point right. We finally got before and afters. None of this that we've had before. But it's not just a matter of just putting those stories up there. The best thing that we can do is to engage or start conversation. So if you see that somebody's looking at your stories, if you see that you've got a new follower, you see if somebody's made a comment, we have to engage them with conversation. Just because they say, what is it, doesn't mean they're in a buying position at that point. There's more conversation that needs to be had. Need to ask them, what in particular caught their interest for the collagen? Have they ever used a collagen before? Did they get results from that collagen? Those are the things that they're going to want. And a lot of times, just because you send the link out at that point, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to buy at that point. You have to get comfortable with following up with them and just saying, hey, did you need more information, or do you need me to resend the link? Providing you'd already send the link. Or do you need more information, or do you need to see more before and afters, or do you need to see another video? Or, always give them choices about what they can see. And you'll find that having these conversations, people don't just want to buy from an infomercial. They want to know you're real. That's why Facebook works. It really is all about the stories and the connections and the new friends and stuff. So, if you find out even you're being, let's say somebody asked you for a link and then it gets quiet, it's crickets, you don't hear from that person at all. Just look at their wall, see what's going on. If maybe they got a new dog or they just got back from a trip or something, then you can just, instead of asking always about the collagen or the product or whatever you're selling, then bring it back to whatever you talk about with them on the wall, the dog, the trip, the kid, whatever, whoever went back to school, to restart the conversation again. Because it really is just, the conversations are very much like follow-up. You can't do too much follow-up. It was funny because we did a follow-up training this weekend, and I kept seeing, I guess follow-up is not that big a deal anymore, but it is. It really is. The more that person feels a relationship with you, the easier it is for them to put down their credit card. So the follow-up is going to be key, because, you've got somebody on Facebook that you probably don't even know that well that is asking about the collagen at this point, because probably your closest friends have already bought. They've already seen the before and afters. Now you're getting into more cold market. Well, more cold market just means more touches, more times that you need to talk to them. And it's not always just about collagen. You can talk about some other things and then bring it back to, by the way, did you take a look at that? So you're all doing a good job. I'm seeing more and more of you. So I don't want to call anybody out, but I'm seeing more and more people posting in the stories, which is good. The best thing we can do for one another is it's like confirmation. So if I'm posting in stories and I've got my collagen all over the place, and, let's say Marge and I have the same friends. Let's say we overlap friends or something, which I don't usually do, but I try not to. But let's say we overlap friends, and that same is a friend of both of ours, and they see the collagen on her stories and they see the collagen in mine. Or maybe they're just looking at LifeVantage in general. They put LifeVantage into Facebook and they're trying to follow some people. The more times they see collagen, the more times they're going to buy, because it's just proof. It's social proof. So that's why I said the more you talk to somebody, the better off you're gonna be. So, you know, I know we're doing a good job, but some of us are still a little unsure of it. You just need to give it more time. You know, I have a lot, I can tell you, we spoke to somebody last night, and Bobby asked me to kind of sit in on this conversation. And I did a quick look at her social, you know, I looked at, because she said Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
No, no names.
I didn't use a name.
Okay.
You would use a name. I would never use a name. So anyway, up on a bunch of different platforms. I can tell you, I had never posted on one platform, couldn't find on the third platform. And the first one, the main one, had, I forget if it was, I'll be generous and say 300 friends. So the thing there is you need to up the friends, and not LifeVantage friends. You seriously need to up the friends. If that was me and I was starting today with only 300 friends, I'd be on Facebook for 15, 20 minutes, 3 times a day, adding friends. That's all I'd be doing, just adding friends, getting into Messenger. Hey, how are you? So glad we connected. Love making new Facebook friends. You know, how you doing today? I mean, I would just get in and start conversations with people. That's all I do all day long. I look at people's walls, I make friends with them, either out of a group or on their wall, but I bring it back always because I see something on the wall. Their child just went off to school. So, you know, hope your child has an amazingly successful year, lots of health and happiness to your children, or whatever. You know, you just start these random conversations with people. And that's where it goes. That's when people buy, because they see the stuff. You necessarily have to talk about it, but if you don't have the number of friends on Facebook, it's not going to work. Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're doing, it's not going to work. Don't always. And the other thing was, and this is what I'm trying to say now. You know, I just got off doing some more of my coaching, and so what people that are influencers or social people try to do is they're creating a brand for themselves, and the brand is not collagen. But collagen right now is an easy buy because people know the benefits of it. So that's why I said you can't post enough in stories. Don't necessarily follow what other people are doing unless you understand what they're doing. You know, if you want to be an influencer, you want to do something, you've got to take some courses and you've got to learn some other stuff. But if you just post the collagen, you're going to get some sales. But the flip side of it, it's got to be more people you're adding and conversations. So I hope that's clear, because, you know, between the few Zooms and calls that we did today and yesterday, and then being out in Kansas City, everybody's confused about being like some kind of social influencer. Even the people that are very successful on social media will tell you, we don't want a viral reel or something to go. We don't want a viral post. We don't want to post. Bobby could tell you, he had one where they had, what, 500 shares or something. It's a nightmare.
900.
Okay, it's a nightmare because you cannot talk to all those people.
Yep.
I would rather have 5 a day, 10 a day. I'd rather just be consistent with posting, and then I could manage it and I could have conversations with those people. And then when I'm done with those people and I decide I don't like them, I get rid of them and I add 5 more. So, you know, don't think that anything is wrong because you've only got 5 likes or 5 comments or whatever. Watch your stories. Look who's watching them. If you're not getting enough views on your stories, it's because you're not interacting enough either on stories, on Messenger, on the wall, or you're not adding enough friends. It's not magic. I mean, it just, if you do the work, it works. But if Facebook doesn't know that you're on there commenting, liking, and sharing stuff, it doesn't really show your stuff to people. That's why when you get, have you ever had a post, a birthday post, or, you know, like for us, it was our anniversary post. I mean, like 5 days later, you still getting comments and comments and comments because Facebook realizes, or like Bobby's 900 shares, Facebook thinks everybody likes it, and so it keeps sharing it and sharing it. It's sharing it and showing it to more people than the post that just has a few likes and kind of like quickly dies towards the bottom of the thing. So, so anyway, I hope that just clarifies it a little, because it seems there's still you know, misnomer about, you know, how to get the results from it. I know some people are getting some more faster than others, But I gotta believe it comes down to the number of friends that you have on there, the number of conversations you're having on there.
You know, a couple things that I just want to mention, and hopefully this will put your mind at ease. If you're not, look, if you're not on Facebook, you're not on it. There's nothing you can do about that, other than decide to get on it. But with stories, if you don't have them running, then you're refusing free advertising. Because they run nonstop, 24/7, 365. They're just up there running, but they come down after 24 hours. So you gotta, like, I have an alarm in my phone that every 12 hours to remind me, because they're coming down. It's not like when I put, the post that got shared over 900 times was on my wall. And I mentioned it before. It was, a boat of fishermen that saved a whale that was caught in a net, and the whale was dying. And when they got done cutting the whale loose from the net, the whale came up to the boat and let them pet it. Like, as a way of saying, thank you for saving me. The whale came up and acted probably like a dog, pet me. And what it did is what April just described. It got my algorithm very active, and it just never stopped. I mean, it went on for a week, but it was hard for me to deal with it. Honestly, it was just hard for me to deal with it. Almost all of the people were people I didn't know. And the only thing that I could really say is thanks for sharing the post. And if they elaborated a little, then I could elaborate more. But the stories have been much better. And, keep in mind, Facebook is allowing us to do stories for free. And they stay up for 24 hours and then they come down. It's up to you to keep things up there and rotating nonstop. Okay, that's up to you. And they don't need to be new. Like April said, you could grab, if you're in the college in picture, group, the messenger group where all the before and afters are, you could grab those, there's probably 200 pictures in there now, and put up 10 a day and never run out. And then when you do run out, just start over again. Just start over. And in the meantime, throw in a picture of your dog, throw in a picture of you hiking, throw in a picture of your dinner, throw in, whatever anniversary, birthday, whatever else you want to do, throw some personal stuff in there. But if you don't have that running, you're missing out on free advertising. And, it's crazy because it's something that we don't have to pay for. So keep that in mind. But what I do want to share with you over the next couple minutes is, number one, I want to say congratulations. We still have 10 days to go. As of the 21st, which, because today is not over yet. So as of yesterday, the team is plus 30 on enrollments. Okay, so, and we haven't picked up on that. We were plus 30 about a week ago, but we've maintained it. Okay, we didn't lose any ground on it. And we're plus 12,000 in volume from the 21st of last month to the 21st of this month. And honestly, I haven't broken it down because I don't know what's all new and what orders are from people already here, but I would say it's almost all collagen, the new volume. Okay, and the plus 30 enrollments and stuff. I'd say that 80% of it, okay, is collagen. So, that's the wave that we're dealing with now. And what we're beginning to see is the people that have been on it a month, it's coming up on month 2. They're open to talking about getting a collagen pack, doing the business. And they hadn't thought about the business, but their friends are starting to ask them, what are you doing? You look good. What changed? They're starting to ask those questions. So, April said this and she started it off. You cannot post too much on the collagen. But I do have a caveat that goes with that. Your picture better be in it. Okay, your picture better be in it, because it is what legitimizes what you are posting. not only are you showing your friends and colleagues and other people's friends and colleagues, you're saying, and here's me. Okay, and you need to do that. That will give you more credibility. I don't care if you use your arms, your legs, your face, your neck. I don't care what body part you do. You need to post yourself in there. Okay. I don't care if you don't think you've seen a difference. We will see a difference. If you've legitimately used it for a month, we can see a difference. It's hard for you to see it, especially women, because you're looking at yourself in the mirror every day. Some of us guys only look maybe every 3 days, when it's time to shave. It's different. You don't see how it changes from day to day because you work on your face every day. Okay, but after a month, I don't care if you're 30 or you're 80, after a month, there's a noticeable difference. Okay, for a person that is not looking at you up close in a mirror every day. So you must include yourself in there. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Okay, it's an absolute game changer. And from a credibility standpoint, it's dramatic because it shows you're real, you're using it, you're posting yourself, you're being vulnerable, and people like that. Okay, they really, really like that. So I want to give you also another thing. We were in Kansas City, and just when I thought there couldn't be a group older, and I'm being nice, I'm just being funny, okay, of older dinosaurs in LifeVantage than the group that was in Denver, we went to Kansas City. And guess what? Okay, there were, and what I mean by dinosaurs, they've been around forever. Okay, they've just been around forever. And it was really refreshing for me in April, but for them to hear a perspective from somebody that's 4.5 going on 5 years in the business that wasn't here in 09, okay, and 10 and 11 and 12. And I'm going to tell you, the average age of the room was old. Okay. I don't know how many, but very few were on social media. Okay. Very few. Okay. Were on social media. But I'll tell you this, we hammered them with before and after pictures. Okay. As part of the presentation that April did. And we said, you got 2 choices on how to present these before and after pictures. You're either going to do it on social media or you're going to do it on your phone. Okay, it's the only 2 ways of doing it. Now, here's the thing, and you could see their eyes light up when I mentioned phone, because whether they're on social media or not, every one of them had a cell phone, a smartphone. Okay, there wasn't anyone in the room that didn't have one of those. And they realized that they could send before and after pictures to people, and they realized they were holding the potential of having hundreds of before and after pictures in their photos on their phone. And they got very excited. So I said, all you got to do is something like this. It's almost like, don't even look at the person's name in your phone other than you need the name to say, hello, Liddy, or hello, Jaya. But don't decide if they're going to get this message or not based on how you know them. If they're up next in the phone, they get the message. Okay. And the message could be something as simple as, and then remember, we're in the middle of an LVA. Okay. It could be a message, and I'm going to be a little dramatic and you can tone it down, but it could be, oh my God, Jay, how are you? We need to talk. I just learned about something that blew my mind. You use whatever words you want, but you're going to want to hear what I just found out. And you can carve into that, how are the kids, how are the dogs, how's the spouse, how's work, how's whatever. But it needs to be, I just found out something you need to know. Okay. And you can change those words to your words, but it's got to be, holy smokes, I just found out something new and you're going to want to know what it is. When can we talk? And it doesn't matter who's in the phone. If they get a message from you, they're gonna get back to you. Okay, and then you got before and afters to use, you got videos to use, you got anything that you need to or want to use. But that was the icebreaker to get a conversation started. So you don't necessarily need to be a player on social media, because you probably have between 500 and 5,000 phone numbers in your phone. And you could very easily just start with that. So you can't use, I'm a spaz on social media. You can't use, well, I only got 300. If you only got 300 friends on social media, I'm sorry, okay, if that's the case. But if that is the case, when you post something, only 5 to 10 people are seeing it. 300 are not seeing it, okay? 1 to 2% are seeing it. The reason why we get more active is what April said. So their algorithm will show what we did to more people. They will not show a low volume account that's not very active. They won't show that to very many people. It just doesn't work that way. So how do we make up for it? What April was saying, you just keep adding friends. And when we say friends, I don't mean friends. Okay. I just mean whoever you can get on Facebook to be a friend. And you look and see what they have in common. Did they go to the same college as you? Did they go to the same high school as you? Do they like dogs like you? Do they like a certain sport like you? You just look for common denominators, and that's what makes friends, okay, is that the common denominators is what makes you friends. So don't think you got to all of a sudden become some flashy social media person. And April was just saying this, you don't. Okay, but you do need to be active with either your phone or social media, sharing information with people. Okay, but I'm saying, and honestly, you are getting, not everybody, okay, some of you haven't gotten better yet, okay, but you are getting better, because we wouldn't be plus 30, and last month we were plus a big number too. So that's back-to-back months in conjunction with the collagen. Okay. So we wouldn't be plus the volume and plus the numbers if everybody wasn't getting better. And what's great about it, it's a lot of different people. It's people that were always getting goose eggs, zeros, now getting 2 or 3. It was people that would get 1 or 2 a month and now getting 4 or 5. It's spread out. Okay. And, that's what's exciting. It's duplicating. People are duplicating the process. So it's very exciting. And I want to remind everybody that next Tuesday is our next launch, August 30th, okay, Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern. And we'll have again, you don't need to be inviting anybody to that yet, but who should be invited is every new collagen customer that's joined your downline, your organization should be invited to that, okay? Plus anyone else that you got in the works. Okay, should be invited to that. We're going to do our best to try and cut 2 or 3 minutes off it and see if we can get it under 30 minutes. And we'll have an example of the invite that we're going to use that April was talking about last week. We'll have an example of that. But again, it's all about conversation. That's the key to it, is to engage in conversation. It doesn't need to be a special invite. So, April?
So, and you get better with all this conversation. I certainly did. So if somebody does comment on my stories, or I see them on my stories, one of the things that I just say is, thank you, whatever the name is, for watching my stories about whatever the product was. Or if they watched it about your trip or your meal or your dog. Always be very specific when you're getting back to these people. And stories needs to be in a timely fashion. That's why I said 5, 10 views on your stories is a lot in a day, because if that comes in overnight, that next day you want to make sure that you send them a message. Hey, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching my stories. I love my little dog too. I think he's super cute. Do you have a dog? this is how you start conversation, but you thank them. And the last usually should be, is there anything I can help you with? Do you have concerns about your skin, or do you have concerns about your health or something? So, it's always, we want to be serving people towards the end of it. So do make sure that you are scriptive enough relating back to your story, because they already looked at 100 stories already since your story. So that's why I said this has got to be done in a timely fashion. So the worst thing you can do is get 200 likes on your stories, or where people are commenting or whatever. So you certainly want to do that. The other thing, and Jennifer saw a little bit of this, what I've been doing is meeting people on Facebook and then taking them right off Facebook. So if you go into the messenger part where, the search part on Facebook, you could literally put your town in and put in, like I could do Lake Mary Ladies. I mean, it could be that quick, and then up will come like all kind of different groups and stuff. Look for a public group and go in and meet some people. Just go in and start a conversation. They live locally, and you can get around them. I mean, Bobby's even been at some of our happy hours. I take him out either to happy hours. Jennifer and I, we all did happy hours. We did a pool party. The curse of it is I've been away so much this month. It's been horrible, but I know I can just pick that up next month. But you make so many new friends, and then just sitting around, people bring up the conversation of collagen. What do you do for work? Just different things. You just work that conversation in. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I wish I had more time to do it. I've enjoyed the ladies that I've definitely met. We've been invited to parties, all different types of things. And they're all ladies that are, have a lot in common with me. So, it has been a lot of fun. So again, if you don't want to do the messenger part, it's too tedious for you. You don't like doing it. You're not used to it. It took me a long time to remotely enjoy it. I've learned to ask questions to, for things that I want to know of, where I control more of the conversation. It was very much like work in the beginning. I was not happy with it at all. But you know what? It also lets you see so much of what's going on around the country, into, like snapshots into people's lives, what's going on. It is pretty cool that you get to know all this stuff and all these different types of people, instead of, where I live, they either play tennis at the club, or, it gets very boring. Everybody's life is kind of just the same. And this way you get to really meet a lot of really cool people. So go into the search bar, put in your town, put in ladies, put restaurants, anything you want, help groups, support groups, whatever your thing is, go ahead, put it in, and just connect with everyone. I mean, it's particularly the people that are new to the group. Generally, there's a few categories. They'll show you people that live near you, and then people who are new to the group. Go in and say, hi, hey, I see you're new in this group. I'm new too. Do you live in Lake Mary? I mean, so again, it's just having these conversations. And at worst case scenario, if you do something, you say something stupid, no worries, next person. I mean, you don't even have to worry about a do-over anymore. You'll never see the person again. Nobody cares. So it's just like, it's not, don't stress on it, So anyway, those are just some ideas, because with Tuesday night, and as Bobby was saying, we are leading up to next Tuesday night. So you should have a list, like I have first to know list, those that I intend to invite. At this point in conversation, if it got that far, I might say to them, hey, next Tuesday night, we're having a Zoom. As it gets closer, I'll give you the details. I wouldn't give anybody the time or anything at that point. I would just briefly put it out there, let you know that, hey, yeah, we got a little something going on. Save the night for me, because you're going to love this. I wouldn't go into a whole lunch. I would follow up during the week, continue commenting on any stories of posts, and those are the people I would focus in on more during the week. And then as we got into Sunday, give them some details, and then reconfirm on Monday, and then Tuesday right before. But if you don't have your list, this all becomes hard, takes a lot more time. So better to have stalked heavily, get that word, stalked heavily, 5 people than to just spill it out all over the place. It's again, people are they're thirsty for recognition, for attention, for love. And, you show that on somebody that you generally like, and it can be a home run. It really can.
So give so obviously we'll be leading up to next Tuesday, but tell us a little bit about what's on your mind so we can help you with what is, what you're struggling with or where we can try and help you with. Again, considering it's August and August, it's like in baseball, it's the dog days of summer. We are doing great. Okay. It will probably be the highest month of enrollments that we have ever had since we joined LifeVantage, other than the month when it was free, when they gave them away for free. Okay. But we don't count that month, because it was like, man, you could just sign up 100 people on your own. It was free. There was no money involved, so, considering it's August and we know they're going to do some, promotions in September leading into the global, event in Phoenix. And we hope you're all going. We got an Airbnb that filled up in about an hour. That was very exciting. So, we're looking at this giant house and we send out a message and an hour later it's full. So it was like, okay, that's a good way to go. We'll keep that in mind for future events for sure.
Now, the rest of you could do another one if you wanted to.
Yeah, if any of you still want to do it, I mean, just grab a house. This one was, 5 bedrooms, it sleeps 16. So we had grabbed a bigger one, but anyone that wants to save money on the hotel rate, I mean, just coordinate another Airbnb and we'll give you names of people that are looking that missed out on the first one, so, but anyway, what do you guys got on your mind? What can we help you with?
Bob, I have quite a number of people, not the customers, the new distributors who have joined. They all need a good detail, this thing on how much volume they should do, because these are the things they have a problem. So I want that kind of a thing, how to set up even to look up how to go into the back office. I've told some of them, but I cannot directly meet each one of them. So I'm trying to do as much as possible.
Well,
So
you should, that's something that you should be doing yourself with your team, but in a group. So you should pick, the whatever 5 or 6 things that, that they have questions on or are not doing. And you get that ready and you do a Zoom and you have them all on and you teach it and answer questions all at the same time.
So Jay, I reached out to Adrian and I've been talking to Catalina. I do agree we need to get back to a basic fast start training because we've got a bunch of people under Dana, under Zuma. I mean, even if you all rotated who could do it, like this week I'm out of town again. So it's really hard for me to do anything, but maybe you can do it one week and everybody can put their people in, and then Dana could do it another week, because we do have a lot of new people, a lot of new distributors.
Zoom has got a bunch of new ones and there's a lot of new ones.
There's a lot of new ones. I've got some, so I understand being spread thin by trying to train all these people. So we do need to work on it. So maybe we can do a chat with Zuma, Dana and you and Bobby and I, and we'll figure something out. So.
Yeah, because I know that I could not get many customers and all. I've been very busy, but all these people who are signing up, they're all asking me a lot of questions. So part of my time is spent on that. So
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, multiply that times 10,000 and you're in our world.
My big family.
Yes. I'm not complaining. I'm just not complaining, but
yeah.
And the flip side, Jaya, just so you know, the flip side of that, you can't make them be trained. You can only lead them to the tools to be trained. And everything that you mentioned just now, there's videos in the app and there's videos on YouTube and there's videos on our team page. Okay, like one of the things, anyone here that has added a distributor, honestly, shame on you if you haven't added them to the team page on Facebook. Because they'll at least get reminders and they can scroll down and everything that you mentioned, Jaya, there's a training there on everything you
Yeah.
mentioned, you
No,
know?
they are already added and I've asked them to go
Good.
and look
Good,
into
but
it.
that should be like a first thing that you do when you get a new distributor. You put them right into the, to the Team Unity group. So at least they'll know that there's Monday evening live trainings. So, at least they'll know that. And then they can go back and watch some and, we can always go from there. So
Team Unity, right?
who else?
Yes.
Anyone else?
I'm unmuted.
I hear you,
That's
Steve.
right,
What do you
Steve's
need?
got new distributors. You all have new distributors. So that's why I said it's getting a little to keep track of it all. But this is what we need because this is the levels that gets it going down. So we
Right.
definitely need this going on, so.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I'm
Steve.
finding it that every day, the things are going up like crazy volume. So I'm seeing that.
Well,
It's a good
see,
problem.
there's two kinds of problems, Jaya. There's good problems and there's bad problems.
Yeah.
So you went from bad ones to having good ones. So thank God you now have good problems, okay? He blessed you, okay?
there you go.
That's how I feel about it. Steve, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just quick thought. What about a simple list of suggested videos for the new folks? I mean,
Great
just,
idea. Great idea. And
you could
something I
cherry pick-
was doing that I haven't done in a while, I'll work on a playlist of videos, and that way to be one link, and there might be 10 short videos there.
Yeah.
And they can listen or watch one each time they do it. And they're assorted. They're not all me and April. There are a variety of different things, but great idea, Steve. I'll work on a playlist.
that's something I was thinking. A brand new person could say, "Hey, this is what you should give it." When they sponsor somebody or enroll somebody, they just give them that link or that playlist. I mean,
Yep. Excellent idea. And we used to do it. We got away from it, but great idea. Who else? Hey, I know Dan is on here and I just want to ask you guys all to pray for her family. Her father-in-law, if you're on Facebook, you already know this, but her stepdad, took a turn for the worse this morning and they disconnected him from life support. And, so it's her stepdad. He's been with them a long time. And, her mom has been a caretaker for 15, 20 years, with him. So just please keep them in your prayers. It's never easy when any of us have to deal with that. And Dana and her family are in that position right now as we speak. So please keep them in your prayers. Who else we got questions out there? Liddy, what do you got on your mind? I see the wheels turning right through the bridge. You got the bridge on top of your head. And
I don't even have a hat on. No, it's just a great reminder. Everything is great. Thank you, guys. It's great reminders.
nothing in particular we can answer for you?
No,
You're good?
I'm wearing the guilty hat.
Good. No such thing. There's just I've been away for a while hat. There's no guilty hat. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
I can say I'm having a good guilty hat.
so.
Me too, Jaya. Me too. I'm inspired. The virtual that I did on Saturday was amazing. I really enjoyed that. That's what I do. So
I heard some
That was
people say it was
from the
unbelievable.
feedback that we got was,
Yeah.
again, everybody hit it out of the park on Saturday, the lives and the virtual. We
yeah.
got great feedback from everybody we spoke to. We have to do a I don't know if it's a debriefing or whatever you want to call it, but on the Tuesday following, so tomorrow, with Colton, we have to do a debriefing of what went on in each of the cities that we were in. But the feedback that we've already gotten from, it didn't matter what city it was. It was a good weekend for training. So anything else? Or otherwise we'll let you guys go. April, any last thoughts? All right, so just a reminder, we will do Monday again, you know, as we always do, but Tuesday is the next collagen launch and we'll be getting some materials out to you, but it's definitely, you know, touchy-feely time from now to then. You know, they don't need a link and they don't need an invite now. It's way too far out, but they need to be hearing from you in different ways, you know, each day moving up to it. So, April?
Nope, that's it. Oh, we're in Tampa.
Oh, yeah, there's an Activate meeting for those in Florida. April and I will be there. I know Steve and Cheryl, you're gonna be there, right? And I think some others are. I think Jennifer texted me. I think a lot of the Central Florida team are planning on going, but if you know anybody, this is not an LVA. This is an Activate meeting. So all they're doing is doing an hour meeting on collagen. They're sampling people with the collagen, and then everybody's going out to lunch afterwards with their people and corporate and stuff. So this is like a 2-hour, 2.5-hour thing from start to finish. So it's a great introduction if you got anybody in the Tampa area. You know, the meeting's free for everybody. Okay, there's no registration fee. It's free. It's corporate sponsored. So let us know. I just put it in the group. So if you go to Team Unity, the invite is there. If you go to Lifespan, the invite is there. And I put it in my stories also. So you can find it everywhere, but you know, we'll be happy to meet a guest for you. You know, if you got somebody in the area and you send them and you're not there, you make sure they ask for, you know, one of us, and we'll take care of them.
Hey, Bob, I
Yeah.
had another thought. Well, I was gonna share this. I started buying an extra ticket for LBA, 2 reasons. One, to give away to a prospect, or another way, just having an extra ticket of showing the support for the meeting.
Well, that's a loyal distributor and everybody should be doing that. April and I bought 2 tickets for Orlando, even though we were in Kansas City, just to
Right.
support the meeting, okay?
Yes.
And, you know, so we bought our tickets knowing that we were in Kansas City and
Right.
just to be supportive. So good move. That's a team player and that's supporting the company and the locals. So good job. All right, we're gonna let you go, and if you need anything, just give us a text or a call, but otherwise we'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye.
Bye.